back later. Just random, sporadic, spur of the moment. I took a YouTube vacation this second half of this week. No filming, no editing, just living life like normal. It's been kind of nice. But we'll get back to filming today after the live stream. Let me know if the audio sounds okay. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I got you on the comments right down here on the fancy Chromebook. Got the coffee right here in my fancy Dirt Boss coffee mug. How's everybody doing this morning? This is it. This is as organized as I am with it. Good morning, everybody. I see you in the comments down below here. Hopefully things are sounding okay. It's always awkward for like the first 30 seconds because there's kind of a delay in when you guys actually type and when it shows up. So for those 30 seconds, it's just a guessing game. If you are watching this on playback, I'm going to make it super playback friendly. Anybody that asks a question, I'll repeat the question they asked and then, answer it that way. You can kind of follow along with the live stream if you're interested in that. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Ben. Good morning, Jeremy. It is the morning. Sunday morning for me. I'm assuming it is for a lot of people. I don't really know how time travel works, but it could be different. What a pleasant surprise. It is, Jim. It is. Like I said, I didn't do any filming or editing the second half of this week. I just took a little vacation from the camera, and I didn't have anything for today. It's like, well, I'll just do a live stream. We'll just phone this one in. But I'm excited to see you guys this morning. Good morning, Ray and Eric. Everybody got big plans for this Sunday? I'm going to start tearing out the subframe in the Subaru today. Well, I'm going to start trying to tear out the subframe in the Subaru today. That's my Sunday plans. I think we're going to work over in the garden a little bit too. It's supposed to be a nice day today. Nearly midday here, Alex says. Warm and sunny and a slight wind. 4 a.m. in Arizona. Good morning, Gail. What are you doing up at 4 a.m.? Great to see you. Good idea to take an edit break. Yeah, just like anything, you need a break every now and then. We are watchers. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh yeah. Truck's doing great, by the way. If you guys are wondering, truck's been doing great. I've been driving that back and forth down to Dirt Perfects. Haven't been driving it too far because if you notice in the video, it doesn't have a license plate on it. But I've been driving it down to Mike's to work. Truck's been doing great. Really, really happy with it. So I want to get the Subaru all squared away before we sell it. But yeah, we do plan on selling it still. 95, 97 for 3 days. Now it's 70s. And we had snow. Oh, 2 weeks ago you had snow. Wow. Yeah, I'm done with snow. I'm glad that's over. We jumped, our spring was pretty chilly and rainy. We've kind of jumped right into summer, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind that. Can't complain about the sunshine. Having a coffee and surprised to have you live. Yeah, good morning. Sunday night in New Zealand, 11 p.m. That's pretty crazy. All the way from New Zealand. Family still sleeping. Yeah, so we celebrated our daughter had a birthday get-together yesterday. We went to Evansville. We did Sky Zone, which is like a trampoline park. Kind of fun. Then we did some hibachi and just some other stuff. So she had some friends over last night. But yeah, everybody's still sleeping. Make sure you add some Kleeman-proof stickers to the truck. Yeah, I should. I thought about on the flywheel taking a paint pen and writing "I tried," on the flex plate. That way, if everybody ever takes it apart again, at least they know I tried. Hey, Clint, Ranger, Indiana, represent. How you doing, man? Hey, I got your text the other day. My phone is not giving me notifications on text messages, so unless I go and search for texts, I don't see them. But call me sometime today, Clint. I'm around the house. No, the missus will not. I mean, she might be joining later. I don't know, but right now, no. From Melbourne, the words, they're tough. All hours of the day. From Australia. Good morning, Tony. What is the price on a vehicle? I have a 1998 Silverado 228. Kurt, I had that thing listed for 32, and I had a lot of offers for 25. Um, so I don't think I'll have any problem getting 25 out of it, if I'm being honest. Good morning, Farmer Chris. How are you this morning? You guys out planting, or did that rain mess you guys up last night? I know we were in Evansville and it started raining, Chris, and it rained pretty hard there. I don't know how much rain we got in actual Derby. What's on the menu this week? Any good videos dropping? I'm going to start taking the subframe out of the Subaru today, so that might be Thursdays. I don't have videos stacked out in the future. My videos are what I'm working on that week. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens this week if anything good's coming. Mother's Day was good. We took Mama out to a bunch of greenhouses. Got her a bunch of plants. Just got done checking the pigs. Good deal. Good deal, Chris. So how many projects will we complete this year? Oh, we better get the barn done this year, or Mama's going to be on me. I got to get that barn done. We really hope to have the YouTube yacht open by the first of the year. That is the goal. But I know we haven't been on the YouTube yacht for a while. We're just really trying to get all the broken stuff going. You know, because when we get back to the YouTube yacht, we're going to be going hard for a while on the YouTube yacht. So I want to get the truck squared away. I want to get the Subaru squared away. I want to get the tractor squared away. It's got that axle seal leak. I want to get those things squared away so I'm not thinking about them while we're working on the YouTube yacht. But yeah, the pond's been stocked. I did not do a video on it. I was not here when it got stocked. If you guys remember, that's a split pond between myself and neighbor Gary. And Gary has stocked several ponds before, had a company he wanted to use. I was fine with it. All I had to do was, we just split the cost, and he handled all the legwork for it. So the pond is stocked. They're small. I mean, you can't see them, so you hope they're down in there. They're not floating on top, so they got to be doing something down there. Hopefully they're growing for us. The footbridge is doing really well. I don't know if there's a video I did a few weeks ago. One of the cable ends is broken, but all in all, the footbridge is doing pretty well. Shed looks great. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that. Good morning, Dave. I see you in there. How are you? Yeah, Sunday morning. Yep. Yeah. Work with Kevin. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Andy. Barn is looking good. Thank you, Paul. I have the same truck. Mine is just a lot more rusty. Yeah. There's a lot of those 1500s out there with the 5.3s in them. They made a lot of those things. I don't think it'd be an exaggeration to say there's a million of them. I mean, pretty good trucks. The nice thing about being that many of them is you can get parts pretty readily available and pretty affordable parts for them. But that one's in surprisingly good shape as far as rust goes. There's not a tremendous amount of rust on that truck, which is surprising for our area. Bought mine 2 years ago, paid $22, replaced the radiator, replaced the brakes, replaced tires. But I'm a scrapper. Yeah. Work's going great, Scott. Actually, I've got a new apparatus assignment. I transferred over to the rescue now, so I'm off the engine, which I'm loving it so far. What you got for breakfast? I'll be heading to Derby in a few minutes. I don't know. All I got is coffee, Chris, and some leftover hibachi, some take-home hibachi from last night. So I don't know if you want some fried rice. We've got that. Isn't it early morning there, Paul? It's 5:55 where I'm at. Or well, I started at 5:55. It's 6:04 now. Would you get a bigger tractor? Oh, I'd love to have a bigger tractor. Yeah, I would keep the 755. It's handy for the smaller stuff around the house and the trails. But I'd love to get. I look at old. Well, they're not old, I guess, but John Deere 110s, which would just be like the best tractor I could get for the property. I love John Deere 110s. I look at 310 backhoes. I look at 210s all the time. Yeah, I'd love to get a bigger tractor one day. Something with bigger loader capacity. We just seems like we're always moving dirt from one side of the property to the other. Something with bigger loader capacity. I'd love to do that someday. The plan is we get the YouTube up and running, YouTube yacht up and running, get that expense off, and it becomes an income, and that'll free up some funds, and hopefully we can get a little bit better equipment to develop, some more rentals. That's the long-term plan. 7:04 in Ohio. How are you 2 hours? Oh, that's 1 hour. My math. Math and words. Struggle with all of it. Where are you at in Ohio there, Ed? Hi from South Africa. Good morning, Brenton. Love your videos. Don't forget to take time off for you and your family. Yep. Definitely have to do that. A nice 40 horse is a 3-point backhoe. Yeah, that wouldn't be terrible. The biggest city towards us. So where we're at is awesome location to do little quick city getaways. We Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Nashville, Tennessee. Those are all, and St. Louis. Those are all 3 hours away from us in each direction. So we've got 4 major cities within 3 hours. And then we've got Louisville, about an hour away from us, and then Evansville. I wouldn't call Evansville a major city. Its population about 130,000, but that's about an hour from us. How did I get the captain nickname? I typed it into the YouTube channel whenever I made the channel. It's just a brand, is all that is. Yeah. What did Mr. Talbert say? I love the Mac sounds like a race car when you have it on time lapse. Yeah, that's kind of fun, isn't it? I like that too. You can't hear the gear grinding as much whenever you speed it up, Oh, DP dropped a new vid. Yep. I think Mike still posts every other day, if I'm not mistaken. He posts every other day at 6 a.m. He's got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of cool stuff going on. That plow he's done, talked to him the other day about it. He said it's working really well. I think they've got, Chris, you still on here? Well, they got 50,000 feet they got to put in down there in Rome. So, Farmer Chris says, Tell City's going out for me anymore. Yeah. Special occasion, or does she normally eat eggs and bacon? Oh, I see. Have you stopped using your trail cam? I haven't stopped using it. I've just, I broke an SD card, and I've been, out of all the ridiculous things I spend money on from time to time, I've been too cheap to buy a new SD card. Isn't that ridiculous? They're not that expensive. I need to pick up a new SD card to put in it, is what I need. Are you friends with Dirt Perfect or work friends? I don't know if I understand the question, Tony. Heading back to work. Have a great day. Hey, have an awesome day, Bob. I appreciate you stopping by this morning, our little impromptu live stream. Good morning. Doug, I don't know if that Subaru would make the trip. You wait. Oh my gosh. So Doug, I'm going to start ripping out the rear subframe in that Subaru today. Wait till you see that rear subframe. I thought it looked a little squatty. Half of that subframe has left the chat. If anybody finds the other half of that subframe, you can keep it. It's a gift. You're welcome. Oh boy. Wait till you see that. That's the subframe. Wow. I think it started out at 50,000, but ordered 3 semi-loads of tile. Should be done today. Yeah. A lot of tile. That plow's been working great. It's unreal. Pretty impressive project. And I think he's been using the 210 down there. I think he's been pretty happy with it. What we got here, Lee? Hello from... Okay. Enjoy your channel. 37 years. Fire department retired. Hey, man. That's awesome. 37 years. Wow. Bring on some great videos. Enjoy all of them. Rain or shine. Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate that. First, clean out the back, Ed says. Yeah, I got to get everything out of the back. I'm a little worried she might fold in half if I leave everything in the back and put her on a jack stand. Oh, goodness. Good morning. How are you, Kyle? Yeah, the weather's something else. Should be nice today. Should be nice. Make it a 1 ton. Oh, that would be something else. Jerry's been in the 210? Dang. I wonder how Jerry feels about it. I'd kind of like to know. Always look forward to seeing your videos. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Man, oh man. Greetings from Europe. So what's everybody got going on today? You guys got any projects? I'm always curious what everybody else is working on. What's your morning routines when you wake up? I know the first thing I did this morning, what I do every morning, is get on Facebook Marketplace and see what I can't afford. Love getting on Facebook Marketplace and seeing what's on there. And then I check YouTube comments, then I get some coffee, then I go to work. Oh, he had he had the option of the Volvo or the Hyundai. He picked the Hyundai. Yeah, I would too. I haven't even been in it, and I know I'd pick that over that Volvo. I don't know if that Volvo, if it's just that one that has problems or what, but she's a finicky machine. Make a bigger bucket, you can fabricate something bigger. Yeah, I do plan on making a bucket for the 755 once we get it up and running. I finally got notification that all the parts for that wheel seal, because while I'm in there, I'm gonna go ahead and change out the bearings, and there's a couple collars or sleeves in there that have some wear on them. I got it apart. The bearings on that, as you can imagine, aren't terribly expensive on that little tractor, so I'm just gonna go ahead and replace all of it while I got it apart. I've been waiting for those to come in. Farmer Chris, we'll see you. I hope you have a good, productive day. Appreciate you stopping by. Am I trusted with hauling the new thing DP has? Yeah, Eric, I would assume. Since it's not Mike's, I don't think he'd be too worried about me hauling it. Yep. How about a hoist and stop laying on the ground? Buddy, if you got one you want to send me, I'd be more than happy to have one. But other than that, we've got other things that are at the top of the budget list. Hope to clean out the front yard ditch to get water flowing the correct direction. Boy, drainage is always a battle, isn't it, Doug? Man, drainage is always a battle. Got on Craigslist and bought another motorcycle. How many motorcycles? What kind of motorcycles you got? You know, we were driving around in the squad the other day, and everybody's out on their motorcycles now because it's turning out nice. And I was joking with my captain, my fire captain, and I said I couldn't have a motorcycle. I'm too clumsy. I said I'd fall over. I would fall over at every stoplight. With my luck, I'd pull up to a stoplight, and I'd put my foot down, and that's right where a pothole would be, and I'd fall over every time. I know I would. I couldn't do it. Boy, it looks like a lot of fun, though. I'd love to see Excavator Olympics. We did something like that a year ago or so. It'd be fun to do it again, though. We had a good time doing it. Good morning, Fat Dan. Why so early? I took a YouTube vacation the second half this week, and I don't have any videos for today. I figured this would be a good way to do it. Just finished feeding the cattle, having a little food myself. How many cattle you got there, Arno? Am I pronouncing that right? Church and potluck. Ooh, man, potluck dinner. That sounds good. It's hard to beat a good potluck. Get a trike. There you go, Ray. Yeah, then I can't fall over. That's true. That's true. Good point. I downsized, got a 500, 310, 150, and a 135. Do you buy older ones and fix them up? Is that kind of what you like to do with them? Do you know how many international subscribers I have? Yeah, I do, Tony. I know that 63% of my subscribers are on the U.S. So, boy, the math somewhere in there. So 37% would be international, somewhere else, I suppose. Yep. Yeah, it'll, on my YouTube analytics, it'll break down by country. It'll break it down by every country there's a subscriber. It'll tell you where. Which is, it's kind of fun to look at that sometimes. 1974, 74 Harley. Yeah, Dan, that's my luck, man. I think there's a lot of us like that out there. People just don't like to admit it. Remodeling my house, so I'm painting. I think painting might be my least favorite thing. It's like my favorite step, but my least favorite step. I just don't like painting because it's kind of tedious. But it's also typically the last step and what really brings a project together when it's all said and done. Well, hopefully your painting goes smooth today, Gail. Wife's channel is Wild Roots. I wish I was smart enough to put a link in here. Wild Roots. We haven't done a lot on her channel here recently, but they're almost out of school, so I'd say this summer she'll be putting some videos up. What station you work at Evansville? I'm over in Posey County and go to Evansville a bunch. I work down at Station 1 on the rescue. Rescue 1 at Station 1. Yeah, kids are still sleeping, Doug. We took our oldest and one of her friends to Evansville yesterday to celebrate her birthday, so they were up late last night. They'll be sleeping in today. Yep, everybody's still sleeping. 70 milk cows. Oh, and I pronounced it correctly. Awesome, awesome. 70 milk cows. I've never seen you sit this long. Yeah. I'm ready to get up and go work. I'm ready to go start on that Subaru is what I want to do. What do you do off camera to relax? I work at the fire department. Yeah. A lot of hiking. I like to go hiking. The girls like to go hiking. We'll go out to the rope swing or go down to the pond. This time of year, working in the garden, it's kind of nice. Chelsea pretty much runs the garden, though. I don't really have a lot to do with it other than just doing the dirt work and stuff. Time for me to get some breakfast. Hey, you have a good day, too. Hope you have something good for breakfast. Appreciate you stopping by this morning. Your grandson's calves and help wrangle them for the move. Interesting. That sounds like a fun day. That sounds like an awesome day. Oh, my stomach's hungry. I need to make some breakfast this morning, too. Should have set this up by the stove. I could have made breakfast and live streamed at the same time. You guys could have seen me burn some food live. How do you do balancing YouTube, family, and work life? Neil, I'll be honest, if I didn't have... I don't know if I can say that, actually. I'm very fortunate that I have a career that has downtime. I have a lot of time off, a lot of days off with the career I have. I could not do... If I had a... I don't know how to say this. If I had a 9-to-5 job, I could not do YouTube. I wouldn't be able to find the balance that I like. I know a lot of people have 9-to-5 jobs and do YouTube, but I would not be able to find the family balance that I like. And honestly, it's the career I have that allows me to have the balance that I prefer. Hopefully that answered that in a roundabout way, but I prefer the down-to-earth people who do vids on YouTube. Me too, Kevin. Me too. I enjoy it. 20 trees down. You got about 20 trees down yesterday. Bring them down the hill. That's been a trick, all the rain. Yeah. Yeah, it's been slimy. It's been rainy. Hi from Lafayette, Indiana. Hey, Joyce, how are you? I see you in the comments on the videos all the time. Hope your Sunday's off to a good start. Lafayette, Indiana. Awesome. Doug, we went to Hocking Hills. One Eyed Customs said we should do a trip to Hocking Hills in Ohio. We went to Hocking Hills last year. Chelsea and I went. Amazing. It was incredible. We stayed at an Airbnb cabin. I think we only did, I can't remember if we did 1 or 2 nights. But it was incredible. Incredible. We definitely plan on going back. In fact, I think on her channel, yeah, we did a couple videos on it on her channel. Yes, Hocking Hills is gorgeous. Unreal. Unreal. I've never seen anything like that. I've done a lot of traveling to a lot of national parks. I had a very fortunate childhood. My parents took me a lot of places. It was unreal to see something like that. Good morning, Lee. Good morning. I thought I saw a notification pop up this morning about you working on your deck at the camp. That's awesome. Glad you're out there to get some work done. Hopefully you guys got good weather up there for camp this weekend. Caulking the shed's roof between rain if it'll give us a break. Yeah, I hear you there. Seems like we either have too much rain or not enough rain. There's never, it's hard to find that balance. So you cooking on the excavator challenge? Yeah, that was not very successful cooking. It certainly was not. Pull the transmission out of a 91 Chevy. Hey, I know your feel. I know where you're at on that, Jason. Hopefully you're on a concrete pad or on a lift, and not on the gravel. 200,000 miles, no overdrive. Jason, do you watch that precision transmission on YouTube? Man, he's got some fantastic videos. Really does. Does a really good job on his transmission videos. I don't know. I'm sure you know what you're doing. But if you get confused, you might scroll through his videos, see if he's got any on that transmission. Sassafras Valley, I can't find the time to make YouTube videos, and I'm retired. Yeah, you're not retired. You're retired from your career, but I know you're working every day doing stuff for people. Did you get a chance to read my dad's diary? Max, I did read through it a little bit. So I can go through on, there's a website, now I can't remember what it's called. There's a website and it shows, not necessarily the day-to-day, but shows the travel of the Sullivans as it went around. And what I want to do is to compare that to that diary you sent from your dad and kind of see if there was an area where they were in the same area at some point. I definitely appreciate you sending that, though. That was awesome. Very awesome. I've been spinning wrenches for about 20 years. Oh, you got it then, don't you? You got it, yeah. Heck yeah. Concrete pad inside of a shop. Man, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Well, hopefully it goes good for you, Jason. Do you drive for the fire department, or are you just a firefighter? So at our fire, it's different every department. We don't have an engineer, operator, or driver rank. Our privates and our lieutenants drive, and I'm a lieutenant there. So yeah, I drive the squad. Stay safe and have a nice day. Thanks, Eric. You too. You too. Do your YouTubes live in the same area? Let's Dig 18. Let's Dig is in North Carolina. Yes. Andrew is in New York State. Oh, is that right, guys? Andrew's up in New York State, and the Outdoors with the Morgans are in Pennsylvania, I believe. So they're all a pretty good distance away from here. Andrew's probably the furthest away from here. It's all good, Dan. Good to see you on the live. Family's doing great, man. Everything's going really well. Chelsea, I think, has 1 week left of school. She's ready for the summer. Kids are ready for the summer. Good morning, Joy. Hey, it's good to see you on here. I was hoping you'd hop on here this morning. Hope you're having a good weekend, Joy. Have to change from Captain Kleeman to Lieutenant Kleeman. Yeah, the Captain Kleeman is not fire department related. The Captain Kleeman is just a channel brand, mainly in reference to the YouTube yacht project. You know, like a fake boat captain. It's not fire department related. Not fire department related at all. I live about 15 minutes from Hocking Hills. So I've always wondered, because we have people that visit the National Forest here. We live by the National Forest, and I feel like we kind of take it for granted. So you live in 15 minutes away. Is it just no big deal for you being at Hocking Hills, or is it still something amazing to you every time you go look at it? I've always kind of wondered, people that live close to cool things like that, how that is. It's a Kleeman Sunday. Paint, hang curtain rods, caulk windows, build some IKEA stuff. Oof, you lost me there, Alan. I can read the instructions on IKEA furniture, and it's still I'm gonna put it together at least 3 times. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Chelsea and I did the IKEA in Cincinnati one time, and all those videos you see of people buying things too big to fit in the car, that was us. That was fantastic. It was quite the experience. Did you get 755 done, Joy? Nope, actually, for whatever reason, they split the shipment on parts. I got half the parts last week, and I got a notification Friday that the other half of the parts are coming. So I don't know if there's something on back order or if there's something coming from another warehouse, but the rest of the parts should be in today. Not today, tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Monday. The rest of the parts should be in Monday. So I hope to get it done by the end of this week because it's got a lot of work to do. I need to get that thing up and running. Next attachment for the 755. I'd really like to build a toothed bucket for it. I will probably take the bucket it has on it now and turn that into a toothed bucket because that bucket's kind of beat up anyway. But I'd like to have a toothed bucket for it. As what transmission do I prefer? In a car, I prefer an automatic because I don't want to have to think about it too much. But if I'm driving a semi, it's nice to have a manual. It's just nice to be able to pick the gear I want. Especially if you're using, the engine brake a lot in a hilly area. It's just awkward having an engine brake with an automatic. It seems like it always downshifts at a weird time, and I don't know. I prefer a manual. Oh, Tim Smith is following the Croc fashion, and he only uses them in two-wheel drive. Yeah, it's not bad to only use them in two-wheel drive. I had them in four-wheel the other day, and I got hung up on something because I couldn't get my foot out. So, yeah, two-wheel drive's not a bad option. I don't know if you guys TikTok, but there's a guy on TikTok. He has a 3D printer, and it's just, a joke. It's just satire and a good time. But he 3D printed up like little snowplow attachments that clip into the Croc. It's pretty funny. It's a good time. Makes me laugh. Used to put display models together for IKEA. I bet you get pretty good at it after a while, don't you, Mark? You did it right because you did it twice. I love that. There you go. It's on the ground now. It's got oil leaks just like yours, but it's all good. It'll be like new. Yeah. Yeah, Jason. I don't know why people are so afraid of high mileage vehicles. I'm not sure why. I mean, if it's running right, it's running right. You working for DP or FD or just around the block today? I'm working for myself today. I'm working on the Subaru today. Trying to get the rear subframe pulled out of the Subaru. That question locked me up, and I don't know why. Style icon in Crocs. Yeah. It's like a constant debate at the station. Crocs versus Crocs. We have the classic slide guys, and then we've got the Croc guys. But you put a slide guy in a set of Crocs, it's over. He's a Croc guy from there on out. Did you figure out what's going on? What I'm going to do with the forklift mast, yeah, I'm going to take that cylinder off. I'm going to save that cylinder for a future project, and then I'm going to use the rest of that steel. There's two things I want to build with that steel. I'm going to take the rest of that steel off that forklift mast. I'm going to beef up the road drag. I want to take one of those cylinders I got out of Dirt Perfect scrap pile, rebuild it, and make a fold down second half of that road drag so it has a longer base on it. I want it to be able to be short for when I'm working on trails in the woods, but I want it to be longer when I'm on the road and I need, a smoother surface. But that's kind of the plan. Did you ever try what 3 words so you don't have to follow Mike's sketchy directions? Well, luckily, I've been doing a lot of work around Derby, so I'm familiar with his sketchy directions where I'm at now. But there's some guys at the station talking about what 3 words the other day. Throw the instructions away and figure it out yourself. It's easier. Yeah, I bet it is. Thanks to most truck manufacturers in UK, manuals have been discontinued or made manuals a special order. It's that same way here. Most of the trucks, most of the trucks here are automatics now. And that's just because they can't find people that want to drive manuals or know how to drive manuals. They've got to keep people on the road, so the easier the truck is to drive, that's what they're going to do. Curious of your thoughts and maybe others. I hate the thought of even running my equipment as well as the tractor and lawnmower because of the cost of diesel fuel. Yeah. Luckily that 755 doesn't burn a lot. But yeah, fuel prices have gone up quite a bit here. I know, and we always get the comments from the year. Anybody overseas that their fuel is about twice as much as ours is, but you can't discount the fact that we're almost double of what we were, which definitely affects everything. I don't know. I've been torn between getting a fuel tank and trying to buy it when it's low. You know, playing it like the stock market, I guess, with fuel. Buy it when it's low, and then that way I can try to maintain prices whenever it's high, but I don't know. Did you get tin for the roof, Goat Barn? Not yet. I've talked to a few people. I'm really laying low on the tin right now. I'm really waiting for something good used to come along. The price of 5 rib metal is just, it's insane. It's crazy. It's just, I mean, we've built a lot of pole barns, and I've worked with a lot of pole barn companies. You know, I had a number in my head what I thought they were going to say, what I would expect them to say, and it was almost double of what they would have told me a year ago. So I'm laying low and just waiting for a good, some good used metal. But the good thing about the internet is you can find stuff all over the country. The bad thing about the internet is people look up what metal's worth. So even used metal goes for way more than what it used to. You know? One of my hunters. Yeah. I haven't really spent much time at Hocking Hills, but there are other places nearby that everybody enjoys. Old Man's Cave, I've ridden horses at a lot. Wayne National Forest is great for ATVs. Do they have places you can rent ATVs there? That sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, manual transmission is the perfect theft deterrent. You're exactly right. I could leave the keys in the ignition on the manual transmission, and it'd still be sitting there the next day. Any of those busted field drain tiles make it into your pond yet? No, not yet. I've got one sitting up by the pond, but I haven't put it in the pond yet. Yeah. How am I going to get them out in the water? That's a good question. My thought process is to take the log winch and, in a controlled manner, roll them down the hill with the log winch. When they get in the water, drive to the other side, take the log winch, and pull them out to the center. That's my plan. I've got a few new patches. They're up on top of the piano. I haven't had a chance. Whenever I get the new patches, we look up where they're at with my oldest, so she can kind of helps her understand the country, or geography of the country. And we haven't had a chance to do that. She's been super busy with extracurriculars, but hopefully we can get together soon and hang some more patches up. Got a few challenge coins in too, which is pretty awesome. With that. Good morning, Michael Robbins. How are you, sir? Yep. Any of those? Yeah. $2.13 for a liter of diesel for my car in Australia. Are a lot of the vehicles in Australia diesel? Like most of the vehicles here, I think everybody knows, most of them are gas here. Is it different in other places? Are a lot of the vehicles there, like just your regular daily drivers, like cars, your sedans, are they diesel there? Kind of curious about that. It's amazing how different. It's just crazy. Everything's so different. Good morning, Jeremy. The new machine. I don't know when Dirt Perfect's got videos coming out on that 210. Well, actually, I think he put a short up today or yesterday. Wanting to build a PTO chipper, but I really enjoy my life. Yeah. Yeah. Man, I saw a used PTO chipper the other day. It had a broken PTO shaft. $500. And I messaged the guy. I don't really have $500, but that's a good price on a chipper. It went pretty quick. But you gotta think, broken PTO shaft's pretty easy to fix, but why did it break? Did it break because something seized up? Did it break because he tried to turn it into a rock crusher? But $500, that's a pretty good price for a PTO chipper. My neighbor, though, has a PTO chipper. He has the Woodland Mills chipper that goes behind on a 3-point. That thing is awesome. That thing is awesome. He's also got the Woodland Mills stump grinder. That thing's pretty slick, too. I got a couple stumps I'm going to have him grind up for me. We're going to try to expand the parking area next to the barn over there, next to the pole barn. So I can move my implements around the backside of the barn, just try to clean it up for everybody. I got a couple stumps there. He's going to grind out for me. You got to try. Yeah, the auxiliary hydraulics are working great. A lot of people worried about the water, oil, and gas pipe on there. That was just, I talked about it in the video, that was just for mock-up purposes. It's a lot cheaper to take your basic plumbing fittings and kind of mock it up to make sure it's going to work before you buy the seamless. You're supposed to use seamless hydraulic pipe, mainly for the pressure. Seamless hydraulic pipe can be pretty pricey, but I've got it all. It's all in, ready to go on the tractor. I'm going to do that in the same video. I fixed the wheel seal. It's kind of weird when you have YouTube. You got little projects that only take you 10 minutes to finish up, but you also know people want to know if it's done, so you kind of have to hold off to finish it, so you put it in a video. It kind of changes the way you work on projects. YouTube does. It's fun. Go and try and get some patches from here. Awesome, Joy. That would be great. That would be very cool. Alex says it's about 60-40 for petrol versus diesel cars over here. We went to Europe when I was a kid one time, and I just remember being a lot of diesel cars. And then, you wonder, well, why don't we have a lot of diesel cars here in America? You kind of wonder that. I remember there used to be. I mean, I had a buddy that had an old Volkswagen that was diesel. I guess that's probably the only one I've seen. Well, you just kind of wonder. You wonder why. What kind of fish in the pond? I'm assuming you're asking. It's a great question. That'd be a question for neighbor Gary. He gave me a paper. It was very organized. Told me everything they were putting in there. I just have a lot of trust for Gary, so I trust what he put in is going to be good for us. DP posted this morning. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was on the 210. The short might have been. I don't know. 7:30 for diesel at the marina. Yeah, a good tire regroover would fix these non-R4s. I'm never getting R4s. I'm telling you, R4s, you want to have a debate? It's not even a debate. You just want some facts. R4s were never meant for anything other than hard, compacted surfaces. And if you want more information on what R4s are good for, you can go to John Deere's website and it'll explain to you what each tire is made for. And John Deere says R4s are made for good, hard, compacted surfaces. R4s are industrial tires. They're made for commercial job sites. They're made for working on pavement. They were never designed for working in turf, never designed for working in mud. R4 tires, in my personal opinion, were nothing more than a marketing scheme for tractor companies to say, how can we make tractors look more tough without actually spending money on making them more tough? And some genius, probably named Chad, said, hey, what if we put industrial tires on these? And then some really smart guy probably said, yeah, but that's terrible traction and it's never going to work well. And then Chad was like, yeah, but we'll sell more tractors. I think that's what they did with R4s. R4s are junk. I would never put an R4 on a compact tire. I would never do that. I had a guy argue the other day. He's like, my R4s with chains work great. Yeah, your R4s with chains probably do work great. But you don't have R4s. You have R4s with chains. Versaturfs, in my personal opinion, are the best tire out there for compact tractors. I would love, VersaTurf, by the way, I'm fairly confident is just a name that Carlisle uses. I think other tire companies make tires similar, and I don't think they're called VersaTurfs. R14s. R14s would be the number for it. But yeah, VersaTurfs are the way to go. What you got? So what got you into YouTube? I don't know. That's a complicated. It's not complicated. So 6 years ago, what got me into YouTube? When YouTube was a way different animal. Before YouTube was like a thing where you put edited videos up and you made regular content. Back when YouTube was just posting things you thought was cool. There was a guy named Let's Dig 18. Don't know if you heard of him. He was running a long reach cat excavator, and he was waiting on Cat to show up to change the controls over. And I was working for Mike full time then, and I thought, well, if this guy that doesn't know how to change controls over from ISO to standard controls can have YouTube videos, I can do YouTube videos too. So I started posting random videos way back in the day. I did that for like a year, got bored with it pretty quick, and then YouTube kind of changed what it was. You know, now everybody puts up regular content. You kind of grow a community. It's not what it used to be. It's kind of fun now. I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to make videos to look back and remember stuff, and then it just kind of grew into its own animal. I mean, the biggest reason is just being able to remember stuff, Doug. It's just cool. I guess we've been doing it this time around for 2 years, and seeing how much the girls have grown up in 2 years from when we first started posting videos is wild to me. It's crazy. In my mind, they're still the exact same age, exact same size. And going back and looking at those videos, it's crazy. I mean, there's days that I feel like I haven't gotten anything accomplished. And I'll go back and look at some of those videos when we were building the first trail back in our property. And it's like, wow, we've got a lot done. Just having those memories to look back on, Doug, was probably the main reason. And it just kind of developed into something else, though. But it's still the main reason. Still the main reason. Had a good video on tire types. Turf tires, one for traction. Yeah, they do. And R4s in snow, come on. It's just, they're not. When people tell me I need R4s, it gets me fired up. It doesn't get me fired up that they're suggesting the R4s. It gets me fired up that the compact tractor industry pushed R4s so hard. That those companies, John Deere and Kubota and whatever, pushed R4s so hard that people think that is the best way to go. And people are struggling with traction because a dealer told them that's the best thing to use. That's what frustrates me. I love the suggestions. I hate that people got the wrong information on that. EPA is why there's not more diesel cars here. Yeah, I mean, it could be. You're probably right. You're probably right. Ken, I am doing great this morning. How are you doing, Ken? I hope you're doing good. You're not late, man. This was an impromptu kind of thing. You can't be late to a party you didn't know was happening. You know what I mean? No worries there. Use an old inner tube inflated inside your field tire, rope to position. I don't know if I have enough inner tubes to support that field tile as far as floating it out there. It's a good idea, though. Back when I used to scuba dive, we used to float stuff around with bags all the time. Yeah, that's a good idea. And a 22 to deflate. I like that. Andy, I have not used the new hydraulics on the 755 for anything yet because I haven't built anything yet. I got to get those cylinders apart, and seals rebuilt before I'm building anything. Let's Dig won't care about that comment. Chris is a good guy with a good sense of humor, man. He'll laugh at that too. That was funny. I think back in that time, I think he had 30,000 subs or so whenever that video came out. Oh, Chris will laugh at that. He's a good dude, man. He's super nice. Very down to earth. Which I think, I don't know. I think a lot of people on YouTube are down to earth. The sun, it is. The sun is coming up. The sun is coming up. And Volkswagen Jet said he gets 40 miles a gallon. Yeah, and see, that's what I've always heard. The diesel cars typically get more miles a gallon. I've always kind of wondered that. Good morning from Vermont. Where at in Vermont, Pete? I had a brother who lived in Vermont for a while. Couldn't tell you where he lived in Vermont. Can't even remember. He worked for Rutland Hospital. Is that a thing? So, like that you aren't all about selling stuff and making money. You work 2 jobs for your money. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I did a few partnerships there for a while, but I didn't really like it, so I kind of got out of the partnerships. I get offers all the time for partnerships, but it's just random stuff that nobody on this channel's. I had an offer the other day for a partnership. There's a company that makes skulls like ox skulls with horns, and they carve them. And they're like, "Hey, we'd like to do a partnership." I was like, "Why?" Yeah, we push a lot of ox skulls on this channel. That's true. We do talk about that a lot. That would be a perfect fit. Strange things. Yeah, I try to get away from the partnerships. I'd rather just, honestly, at this point, if it's something I want to try, I'd rather just buy it, and then that way I can give my honest opinion on it. Yeah, Doug, you got to get to work. I know Adam's not going to let you just sit over there all day. You got work to do. I'm sure of it. Sure of it. I appreciate you stopping by, man. I really do. I hope to get out there sometime. I'd love to meet you guys and stop by and say, "Hey, I think it'd be a good time." I hope we can make that happen sometimes. I hope sometimes I can learn to talk without stuttering so much too. That'd be cool. Yeah, the oil leak is fixed in the truck, Ken. I've been driving it. It's been doing awesome. It's been doing awesome. I got to get the rear subframe out of the Subaru, and I want to make sure that I can get that fixed before I sell it. But yeah, truck's doing great. Westminster, Rutland is a place. See, and my brothers act like I don't listen. Brothers are doing awesome, Joy. In fact, my brothers tricked me pretty good. They know that I don't like going out places much. I really enjoy the homestead. They bought me Weird Al Yankovic concert tickets. I guess that's what we're doing next weekend. They're taking me to a Weird Al Yankovic concert. Not in my comfort zone. Not even close to my comfort zone. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be an experience. How much more do you need to get roofing for the barn? Money-wise, so I'll just tell you that the new metal for that barn when I called, including the trim, like the rake trim and the fascia board, was $2,500. That's double what I expected it to be. That's double what it would have been a year or 2 years ago. So, yeah. I probably won't look at buying 10, honestly, until we get the concrete poured on the YouTube yacht floor, because that's going to be a pretty pricey step. I got to get that done first, because we're going to let that concrete sit, I'd say at least 3 weeks or so before we start framing on top of it. Try to maximize its cure time there. Did you take a picture of your Derby Day outfit? No. Hey, Dirt Boss. Good morning, Dirt Boss. Check that out. Rocking my Dirt Boss coffee cup this morning. Oh, that's what brother? What brother lived in Vermont? Is that what you're asking, Joy? Tony lived in Vermont. Diesel cars get better miles per gallon than petrol. Yeah. I've always thought about getting a diesel car, but I don't know. You'll love Weird Al. I've seen him live. I bet I can imagine he puts on a great show. I imagine that he does. It'll be a good time. I don't like crowds. Don't like crowds. I've never been a fan of crowds. 5 people in a room, that's my max. That is my max comfort level. That's what brothers are for. I see what you're saying, Joy. Yeah, that is what brothers are for. That's exactly what brothers are for. It was funny. I laughed until I cried when they gave me the tickets. Building right now, priced out of control. Yeah, building materials are pretty. Oof. It's pretty depressing looking at quotes every time I get ready to order building material, honestly. But that's okay. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like your channel, learn a lot from you. Well, thanks. Careful what you're learning. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing a lot of times. I'm just kind of fumbling through it. But Dave, I definitely appreciate the compliment. Diesel Creek, Matt says DP and Let's Dig are coming to PA next Saturday. Yep. Yeah, they're going out to, is there a steam show? Some kind of antique equipment show? Yep, they are. They are headed out there next weekend, I think. Yep. Diesel used to be cheaper than gasoline. Yeah, we're going to fill in around the goat barn, Joy, where the current chicken coop sits. Our current setup kind of sits on a high spot, so we've got to move that down there, and then we're going to take that high spot out and fill in around the coop. That is the plan. Yep, or fill around the goat barn. Yep, we will raise that up a little bit. So. I bet he puts on a good show. It'll be a good time. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. The National Pike Steam Show, May 21st and 22nd. There you go. There you go. Hogs taste better than goats. Well, we don't plan on eating the goats. And there's a lot of hog farms around here. So we're kind of covered there. The best part of watching your channel is your outlook on life and how you figure things out. Well, I appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. What goats are we getting? We're just getting some dwarfs. Mainly for, there's a word for this. Vegetation? That's it. Mainly for vegetation control around the property is what we're getting them. We don't plan on doing any milking. We don't plan on doing any meat goats, anything like that. We're just getting them for vegetation control. We've got wild blackberries, honeysuckle, just every invasive vine we've got. And the nice thing, we used to have goats on another property. The nice thing, we can just move them around on cable system around the property to take care of problems. And then we can keep them out in the front field as well. So we're pretty much just getting them for vegetation control to help keep up with that stuff. Yeah, they'll eat anything. Don't milk the male goats. That is a pro tip. I appreciate that. I appreciate that advice. Did you get all the wood done with the barn? The wood is ordered from the sawmill. So what they do as they get poplar in, they say they don't have a lot of poplar at the mill right now, but as they get poplar in, they'll pull it, and when they get enough of it, they'll band it up, and I can go pick it up when it's ready. So the wood is ordered. So that step's as far as it can go until it's done and we can pick it up. Glenn Wolf, good morning, Glenn. How are you? How are you? I see you in the comments all the time. Right before you need to go to bed, a new DP video and you're streaming. Yeah. Tough choice. Tough choice. I live on a goat ranch, but I just drive the tractors. Dan, what kind of goats I got on that ranch? What's up, Captain? What's going on, Bobby? How are you this morning? My neighbor's goat ate all the insulation under his house trailer. Yeah, they will. They'll eat anything. They will eat anything. You have to, if you don't want them to eat something, you have to keep them away from it. That's for sure. That is for sure. Ate all the insulation under the trailer. I just wonder how soon he caught it, Was he just like, man, it's really cold in here one day, and then he went under to investigate? Good morning, Catherine. Where's the coffee? It's right here. Rocking my Dirt Boss coffee cup. It's right here. Might hang around a little. Love your videos. Getting a slice of very different lifestyles from here in the OZ. In the OZ. Okay. All right. Well, what's in the land of Oz? Where? Okay. What's the OZ? You're gonna have to tell me. No, I don't know. I don't know. How surprised you that 55,000 people are interested enough to subscribe? Very surprised. Also very confusing that 55,000 people subscribe. Very confusing. I don't... It's a mystery, man. Every time I see there's more subscribers, like, what? There's better stuff out there. I don't know. I get confused. Very grateful, very appreciative that people take the time to watch the videos and support the channel. It means a lot to me, but it's very surprising. Very surprising. OZ Australia. Okay. Okay. So, man, I could have geography conversations with people forever, mainly because I don't know a lot about geography, so I just have to be educated. Is OZ, like here, we have states, and then within the state we have a county, and then within the county you have a city. Is OZ like... I know. Look at me, a cocky American comparing everything to America. That's not what I'm trying to do. Is OZ, like, is that like a large territory, or is that more like a city? I guess is what I'm asking. Make sure you don't have any metal in your yard. Yep, they will eat the metal, and it's not great for their stomachs. When frustrated, run a dozer. Yes, you know, a dozer is great. Great therapy. Honestly, a fella just needs to get a bunch of dozers and rent them out to people when they're having bad days. You know what? Do you have any way of contributing money to your channel? Just watching the channel, Joyce. Just watching the channel. You watch the channel, you're supporting the algorithm, you're helping me out. You're helping me out. OZ is slang for Australia. Gotcha. So OZ is slang for Australia as a whole. Interesting. Learned something already today. That's cool. Okay. Short for oh. I'm picking it up now. I'm picking it up now. You're teaching me something. I got it. Sounds similar to, yeah. It's making sense. Ugh. I'm so uneducated sometimes. Amazing. Well, this is fantastic. Have you run the 850J yet? No. I don't go on a lot of big jobs. Mike's normally run the 850 or Jerry's run the 850. A lot of the stuff I do for Mike is just like the cleanup work after they've left. You know what I mean? Those random little odds and ends that need polished up. That's a lot of stuff I can just do by myself. I enjoy working by myself, running dirt work by myself. I've always found, I don't know, if you're ever in excavation and you're doing dirt work, you're always looking at the person on the other machine and you're wondering why they're putting that dirt there because you're getting ready to do something there. Maybe that's just me. I know Jerry looks at it like that. I can see Jerry staring at me every time I run equipment around Jerry. I just like working by myself when it comes to excavation. Oh, that could be your comment about paint sprayers. Yeah, actually, I talked to Jason Works a lot. Has slowly been moving all their stuff here to Indiana. He's got a paint sprayer. He said I can borrow anytime, so I may do that whenever it comes to YouTube. Yeah. I've moved the 850J, Joy. I've hauled the 850J. It hauls fine. It's heavy. It's heavier than the 850. That's for sure. Yeah, but I've moved it a couple times. Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you. OZ, Aussie. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I miss the riverboat videos. Oh, like the actual boats on the river? I miss doing that too. I really do. One of the paddle wheelers went by yesterday. Beautiful. Beautiful. I miss the riverboat videos too. Yeah. It's a lot of fun flying those boats. That's a cool industry, the towboat industry. That is just a neat industry. It's very unappreciated because I don't think a lot of people see it, but it's a very important and very awesome industry. The amount of cargo they move per gallon of fuel is insane, and they move so much cargo. It's such an efficient way. Of course, the downfall is you can only move it on the river, but you're talking moving from coastal to inland. Quite a bit of material, quite a bit of raw material. Well, yeah, Joy, I guess I've ran the 850J, but just on and off the trailer. I haven't pushed any dirt with it or anything. Oh, yeah, I guess technically I ran it. Yeah. You taught your 15-year-old grandson chainsaw yesterday. Awesome. Oh, he'll treasure that memory too. I guarantee it. He'll treasure that memory too. I can't wait to get the tractor back up and running. So I've had my oldest run the tractor for me a few times, and I'm going to have her help me quite a bit this summer on the tractor. She's getting pretty good with it. She's very good at having situational awareness when she's on the tractor. In real life, not at all. She's very clumsy like her father. But when she's on the tractor, she has really good situational awareness. I hope to put her to work quite a bit on the tractor this summer. I live on the Hudson River, and I agree those tugs are amazing. Yeah, they're cool. They're cool. And one thing the videos on those towboats doesn't communicate over the internet is how much you can feel those towboats when they go by. You can feel them. You feel the vibration off of their engines. It is wild. The older the boat, the more you feel it. And some of them have some big old Detroit generators on there. Oof, you can tell when they're coming upriver. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. My son drove a tractor first when he was 10, went right through the back of the wall of the barn, learning the whole clutch versus brake. Well, he remembers now, doesn't he? He remembers now. That's hilarious. He'll tell that story the rest of his life. That is fantastic. That's the great thing about that 755, though. That hydrostat, it's easy to teach on. She can focus on the loader control. She can focus on turning and that kind of thing. She doesn't have to worry about the transmission part. I would love to get an older tractor one day, though. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, Diesel Creek got burned on a compactor. I'll have to check that out later. Grew up on the Ohio and Wheeling, West Virginia. Yeah, we got a lot of rope swings out of old barge ropes in this area. Yeah. Wheeling, West Virginia. I feel like I've been through there a couple times. I can't remember. West Virginia's a beautiful area. Surely Mr. Millennial plucks his eyebrows. I don't know, man. I don't know. These aren't conversations that people normally have together, honestly. We don't have a lot of eyebrow conversations. Not typically. Yeah, you can feel, yeah. You can feel those boats go by. It is awesome. I definitely need to put rock on both sides of the bridge. I agree, Joy. I don't know if you mean gravel for driving or rock for retaining wall for making it look nicer, but either way, I agree with both of those. I would like to do both of those. And yeah, we're going to fix the bridge. But yeah, I got to get the tractor up and running because I'm not shoveling all that back by hand. Just how tall is man behind the scenes? I'm 5'10". He's a little shorter than me. I don't know. But for what he lacks in physical height, his personality makes up for. You know what I mean? The dude, he is up there. Have you guys seen what he's done? He painted his truck. He painted that surfboard, the cooler, the refrigerator. He painted all of it. It looks so cool. Oh my gosh, it is awesome. It is awesome. I've eaten lunch at Station 2 enough. Station 2? Our Station 2? EFD Station 2? Do I know you? That's not an Indiana flag in your profile picture. Were you on duty during the high-speed chase? Yeah, we were on duty, but that was out in the county. That was not in the city. That was out in the county. That would have been McCutcheonville. Get a billy goat to be a troll under the bridge. We've thought about, you want to know, just because people that watch live streams are typically really loyal subscribers, I thought it would be really funny to get a yard sign that says comment section and put that under the bridge as a joke for trolls under the bridge. I don't know. I might do that. That might be a good $5 joke. Grab a couple concrete parking spot curbs for the bridge in base. Parking spot curbs don't have a lot of tensile strength. I don't think that's going to work well. I like where your head's at on that though. That's a good thought process. Oh, the Station 2 in the city I retired from. That makes more sense. Yeah, well, there are a lot of strange conversations in the firehouse. That should be a podcast. I wish we could podcast the dinner table is normally pretty chill, but the breakfast table is a pretty eventful conversation typically. Oh, Chris, I see you there. I have a patch for your wall and you know where to send it. If you just Google Derby Market, I have all my mail sent to the Derby Market. I don't know that address off. Oh, I can look it up. I've got a magical device here. Hold on, here we go. Derby Market. 14895. All right, let me type the thing. Let me see if I can figure out how to type. Hold on. This is, oh, it's up here. 14. Here we go. We can do this. We're in this together. 47525. Oh, is my 5 not working? There it goes. 5, 2, what? My 5's broken. Hold on. There you go. That's the Derby Market. Yes. You can send it to the Derby Market. That's where all my stuff goes. That's Indiana, honestly. Hello from Wales. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yep. Like the one side you did in your video where you built the first time, the wall on the one side. Yeah. I'd love to do that on their side, Joy. It'd look awesome. It'd look really good. I really hope to. I had an awesome subscriber send some feathers and wedges in. And I really hope to get out there and split some of that stone. I think it'd be really cool. Build a historic Victorian-looking house on the new property with big porches. I love it. Let me know when your check is in the mail, okay? Then I'll get her cashed. We'll get her going. I'd love that. I think it'd be great. I'd like to. We've talked about one of the two. The next cabin, either a fire, like a wildland fire themed with a lookout tower, or a lighthouse. It needs something tall so it can get up and see the view. But I don't know. A Victorian's home normally kind of has a little tower on it, seems like. Hello from Thailand. What? Hello there. How are you? The river view from the property is awesome. Do you have any plans to utilize that beautiful overlook other than from our porch? No. Nope. That's why we bought this property. It is for the view. But, I mean, everybody here pretty much has a river view. Pretty lucky. Very, very fortunate. Oh, Chris, I do that same thing on live streams sometimes. I do the same thing. I'll accidentally click and it'll be like in the middle of the live stream. And yeah, it's very confusing. I've done that several times. Yeah, a lookout tower would be cool. Yeah, a wildfire cabin. You need a fire watchtower. I know. I know. Yeah, I think so too, Joy. I think that rock's about the right thickness, and if I use those feathered wedges, I think I can split it. And I've never split rock before, but I think I could split it and make it pretty usable. That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, I mean it's all right there. The material's all right there. Short trip anyway. There are some people on TikTok that work in Firewatch towers. They live in the Firewatch tower by themselves in remote locations. Helicopters bring their supplies in. What an awesome job that would be. If you're a young person and you didn't have a family, or if you're older and don't have a family, either way, if you just like being alone, what an awesome job that would be. If you happen to win the lotto and bring you an excavator, I mean, I'm not going to stop you at the gate, you know. You bring it right on here, bud. Bring it right on in here. A treehouse would be cool, Ken. We'd like to do that too. What is your favorite classic car? Jerry, I'm going to be honest. I'm not much of a car guy. The only thing I know about cars are the cars that I work on. Like my cars, my personal cars. I'm not much of a car guy. I don't know if I have a favorite classic car. Yeah. With all you like to do, a bigger shop would be nice. Yeah, I agree. I would love a bigger shop. I would just, man, if I just had a concrete pad I could roll a creeper around on, I'd be thankful for that. A shop is something we'd like to do one day. But it's like I said, we've got a lot of things we want to do, but we've got to get the YouTube yacht done so it's not an expense and it's an income. You know, we get that YouTube yacht done where it's no longer an expense and it actually starts generating revenue. That's going to be pretty big for us. So, what's your favorite classic earth mover? The first dozer I ever ran was Mike's old D6, which was his dad's old D6. So I like those old D6s. I like the older D7s. Kind of like the one Let's Dig bought. Mike had one of those D7s I really liked. I think those are pretty cool. I mean, any old cat dozer is just awesome. I just love them. But I'll be honest with you, something I would love to own one day for the only reason just to play. Like, I have no viable reason to own a drag line, but I would love to have a drag line. I just think it would be awesome. I don't know what I'd dig holes and fill them in. That's what I would do with a drag line. It'd be cool though. My favorite machine to operate, it's a dozer. Everybody loves operating dozers. I mean, excavators are fun. But there's just, man, dozers are just awesome. You can't beat them. Yeah, no matter how big you build your shop, it'll never be big enough. You're right about that. Use a wide bolster chisel, these 4-inch wide blades. Okay. I'm a truck driver, haul new equipment for Caterpillar and John Deere, all 48 states. Well, would they notice if one was missing? Do they keep track of it pretty tight, you think? Surely they wouldn't notice. Catherine, have you been on here the whole time? I just saw you pop up. Well, good morning to you, Catherine. Hope you're doing okay. I think everyone has a soft spot for the first equipment they're in. Yeah, you do. You do, and I don't know if it's for that piece of equipment or if it's just the memory that goes with it, but yeah, you definitely have a soft spot for the first piece of equipment you're on. That's for sure. And I think that, and not that am I old? 35. I'm not old yet. I think the more we age, the more important those memories become. You know. It takes you back to when you're earlier in life. Let's not get too deep. I like to live on the light side of things. No, I missed the first hour. Okay. Me too, honestly. I don't even know what we've talked about at this point. Working with They're Perfect is fun, Jeff. I don't work with them too much, honestly. I typically just do the little cleanup work at the end. Um, I think people have the misconception that Mike and I like talk every day or something. Um, but I talk to him about once a week. I just do little cleanup jobs. I don't really work with him much. But he is fun to work with. When we're on the same job site, we always have a good time. But it's normally him, Matt, and Jerry out running the main part of the job, and then they'll pull out, and I'll come in with something with smaller stuff and just kind of polish things up a little bit here and there. So, my favorite birthday present to myself is to drive a dozer for the day. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great birthday present. Drew, I am doing fantastic. I'm not a car guy either. 55 years of motorcycles and owned 56 motorcycles. Yeah. Got to be bringing back the memories of first starting out on a machine that gives you a soft spot. Yeah, definitely. My typical work schedule, I'm not even going to try to explain it. I understand it, but it's complicated. I'll try. Let's try. Let's do it. It's a 9-day rotating schedule. Out of those 9 days, I work 3 24-hour shifts. It typically comes out to 10 24-hour shifts a month. So I never work the same day, but I could tell you what day I'm working for the next 20 years, the rest of my career. So that's pretty nice. We had a fire in the fire ring yesterday. Hey, that sounds like a good time. We fired the smoker up for the first time a couple days ago. Yep. Hey, you have a good day, Tim. I got to get out of here, too. I have got to get the Subaru up on blocks and get that rear subframe out of there. The rear subframe's halfway out already, which is cool because I didn't even start on it. It just did that on its own. It's kind of the Kelly schedule, but we don't get Kelly days, if that makes sense. There's no Kelly days. So, it's a common schedule for the fire service. I run a specialized step deck with removable plates for wheel loaders. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I got to get out of here, guys. I got to get to work on a Subaru, or you're not going to have anything to watch on Thursday. Well, there's plenty to watch. There's lots of great channels, but you won't have anything to watch on this channel if I don't get out of here. Hey, MCF Welding. Listen, I was getting ready to stop the live stream. I don't want you to take it personal. It's not because you came in here. I've been using the heck out of that torch, man. MCF Welding, you guys need to go check him out if you haven't. He sent me that torch. He's been giving me a lot of tips too. He's answered, probably annoying him. He's answered a lot of my messages. You know, between him and man behind the scenes, those two, I've been blowing their phones up with welding and torch questions all the time. But I definitely appreciate you guys stopping by for the live stream and checking it out. Impromptu kind of thing. I enjoyed my little YouTube vacation, but it's time to get back to the camera and get things going. So. Thanks for stopping by. I got to close this out in sequence. That one, and then that one, and then this one, and then somewhere.